today, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking ahead to the second meeting of Messrs Smith and Williams. Great fight first time round, and they are fighting again on the 11th of November. And here in Newcastle it promises to be a tremendous bill. All the fighters, or main fighters who are appearing on that bill, are here today, and you'll have opportunities to speak to them, to interview them, and hopefully before then to hear a little bit about what they think of the fights coming up. But first of all, our promoter, of course, is Frank Warren.
Hello. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here today. We're delighted to be in Newcastle. We said a while ago that we were looking to bring some serious boxing back to the North East, and I think we kept our promise and delivered a fight that last time round I thought was magnificent. It was turned into be the fight of the year, and as you know, it's the second one round, and we called it no ifs and buts for the obvious reasons. So there'll be no ifs and buts on the 11th of November. This is going to be about the winner of this fight fighting Miguel Cotto for the title. That's where they're going.
It was a great fight first time round, Frank. One of the fights of the year, and no reason to suppose that we won't have more of the same this time.
I think so. You know, it's competitive. The two guys, the two Liams, they're two superb boxers. They both bring a lot to the ring. Both got great skills, and I think it will be as competitive as the last one. They may have obviously have different views on that, but I just feel that this always has the ingredients of a great fight. And one thing for sure, Liam will win.
We saw Miguel Cotto fight last weekend, and still looking pretty decent as well. He's talking about wanting to have one more fight before he retires, and talking about wanting it in December.
Well, obviously we couldn't do that because the guys are fighting in November, and we've had to push the fight back a little bit for obvious reasons. So we're into the date of the 9th of November. But if Cotto wants to fight one more fight, would it be great to bring him over here and make the fight here? We'll see what happens, but the bottom line of this is the winner of this fight becomes that mandatory challenger. So it's everything to go for.
Well, that'd be wonderful to see, wouldn't it? See, I think every boxing fan around, and I'm sure the guys here as well. You know, I mean, Miguel Cotto is somebody who we've all admired for so many years. To have him coming to this country would be amazing, wouldn't it?
If we can do it, it'd be fantastic.
Right, well, we'll talk a little bit more about the main event in a moment or two, but let me introduce some of the other guys here today, starting with, I think he's down there, yeah, right on my far right here, who's going to be making his pro debut from Sedgefield, Michael Watson. Michael, tell us a bit about yourself and about your background and what you've done as an amateur.
Well, I've had about 70 amateur fights. I've boxed England a few times. I've got like 3 British titles, 2 schoolboys and a junior. I missed the next junior because I went to the youth worlds at Azerbaijan. We did alright up there, but it was hard work. And then the other background is my dad's got his farm at home, so been brought up that kind of way. And I'm doing groundworks at the minute, so just got back into boxing, like had a bit of time out, and then got back into it when I've matured a bit and turned over. So, yeah.
25 years old you are now, yeah?
25, yeah.
And looking forward to getting into the paid ranks.
I can't wait to.
And you've done the deal with him, Frank?
We've done the deal, so we're making his debut, you know, in the North East, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be fighting in the arena. Have you watched boxing in the arena before? Have you ever fought that?
Yeah, I've watched it before. It looks fantastic. The atmosphere will be bouncing, and can't wait to get in.
Certainly be good. Well, we wish you all the best of luck, of course.
Thank you.
And alongside him, another guy who you must know each other well, actually, Jeff Saunders, who's going to be fighting in a super lightweight contest. And Jeff, undefeated in 11 fights so far. Tell us a bit about yourself, Jeff.
Well, it is what it is. I just like getting in the ring and inflicting as much pain as possible. My last fight was April, so I've had a month out, enjoying it, you know, with my little girl. Now I'm back, my head's back screwed on, back in training full time. And I'm looking forward to getting back into the metal arena fight. That's where I made my pro debut, in the sellout arena. you know, I'm not going to say I was nervous, but I think now over these last 2 years I've grown more as a person, so I buzz on them nerves now, I transfer them and I can use them better, you know, so I'm just looking forward to getting out on my own turf. So thanks you know, for giving me this opportunity. Anything else?
Pleasure to be on board, and it's a great fight. You and Steve Lewis both undefeated. As I say, somebody's always got to go.
Definitely.
But it's going to be, you know, I think again it's one of the great fights on the card. They're really good, competitive and quality fights. And we're delighted that you're on board with San Joel, Steve.
That's Jeff Saunders against Stephen Lewis, who's a Liverpudlian. And tell us what it's like getting out there and fighting in front of your own fans. What's it going to mean to you to have, you know, to be having a real big local support?
You know, it's second to none. It's brilliant. My last fight was actually in my hometown, my home village, shall I say, in Sedgefield, and that was just doing the ring walk, you know, and getting your hand raised in front of all your friends and family and all the rest. It's brilliant, you know. It makes all that worthwhile. It makes that much more special. So it's going to be really good. And
nice for you as well, having a mate alongside you who's going to be making his debut, yeah?
That's correct, yeah. We started around the same time, boxing, you know, from like 10-year-olds, so we went through the ranks together. So, yeah, it's good.
Now, working along, we've got a lad who's with Ricky Hatton, who's Nathan's going to be fighting on the bill. Nathan Gorman, this is, from Nantwich in Cheshire, up against Nick Webb, vacant English heavyweight title. And I know you're never short of a few words, Nathan. Give us your thoughts on that one.
You know, between me and Nick Webb's going to be a good fight. He's 11-0, 9 knockouts, I'm 10-0 myself, 8 knockouts. He's a big man. At the end of the day, whatever way he can't punch, he can't blink in this fight. But I've been training already for 4 weeks. I got 10 weeks ago. The date's been moved, isn't it, to the 11th?
The 11th, yeah.
The 11th now, so we've got just under 10 weeks to go. I'm training harder than ever, to be fair. You know, going through with Rick in the gym, we've got a game plan. I just can't wait to get on the big platform. I've got my chance now. I signed over with Frank July. I've got my chance now to prove what I can do on the big stage. So that's what I'm looking for. It's a great opportunity, and thank you, Frank. Anyway.
There are some fantastic opportunities there in the heavyweight division, aren't there?
Well, it's lively, isn't it? It's a great.
Absolutely.
I mean, the top is what it is, but you know, the guys coming through, Nathan and Daniel Dubois, and you know, various other heavyweights. It's going to be quite lively in the next couple of years. And Nathan, without doubt, will be very much a part of that. Again, it's 2 undefeated fighters again. They're both 11. One's 11-0, Nathan's 10-0. So, you know, no one can say that we're giving them easy jobs. These guys are prepared to fight. They want to be the best, and they're prepared to do what it takes to be the best.
Nathan, he's not here, so you can tell us it pretty much straight. What's it like working with Ricky?
Unreal. The first day I met him, you know, obviously I was starstruck. It was Ricky growing up. He was one of my childhood heroes, as much as virtually I can imagine every boxer in Britain. When I first met him, I was starstruck, you know, shook his hand and I went the pads to him, and I was struck back by it. But working with him now every day, you know, he's a genuine man. He's one of the lads I class him as a friend, to be fair. And he's been got every single t-shirt and he's fought with the world's best. So to get the knowledge off him is second to none.
And yeah, I mean, he's one of the great characters as well, isn't he? I'm sure that a lot of people here will have seen that video which he posted last week of him getting into his reliant Robin. The close-ups of the huge great Bentley, and people think, oh yeah, this is Ricky getting into the swanky big Bentley. But just behind that, there's a little yellow reliant Robin hiding away, isn't there? You must have some laughs, Nathan, don't you?
Generally, every day we're in the gym, we're always cracking jokes. To be fair, it makes the training a lot easier, doesn't it? Because you're having the crack with the lads in the gym, not just Rick, all the lads in the gym. So it makes the training a bit easier, and we do train hard, but it just gets you through that day.
Now then, working down the other end of the line, he made his debut not so long back from Thornabit, Joe Maposa. And Joe, how did it feel to you getting in there and fighting for the first time as a pro?
Yeah, my first time as a professional, I thought I really performed well. I really enjoyed the experience, and I'm looking forward to it again on another big show. So yeah, I can't wait really.
How do you see the future? How long do you think before you start really moving up through the levels?
Obviously, my weight class, super flyweight, we get moved a lot quicker. So I think maybe in the next 5 fights or something like that, I could be fighting for my first title.
You think as soon as that, you think you'll be ready for it?
Yeah, definitely. With my background and experience from the amateurs, boxing at high level, I think I'll be ready 100%.
You have got the fantastic amateur experience behind you. How much is that helping you, having fought internationally at a high level?
Yeah, that's it. Like what you said there, boxing the best guys from around the world, the Cubans, you know, these guys, they give me really good experience in the amateurs, so it's put me in good stead for the pros.
And tell me a little bit about the atmosphere that you have in your gym, you know, working alongside these lads. How does that all work out, and training with Imran?
Yeah, training with Imran and the Leather Twins here, it's good for me because it's good experience. Obviously, I learn from them as well. I can see how Josh has came through, and I can pick up little things and little tricks I can work on myself.
I know you've all been over in Alicante, where all the Leather Boys have been over there. Were you there with them?
Yeah, I was there as well a couple of weeks ago.
And how did that all go?
I was sparring with Matthew Chander for the whole week, who's boxing for a British title next. And I thought I really sparred well, good experience out there, really enjoyed the training camp.
And Frank, for Joe, if, as he says there, if he, provided the wins keep coming in the smaller weight divisions, can very quickly be moving on to title contention.
It's true, as the flyweight division again is quite lively. There's some good fighters there, and Joe's certainly well capable of doing exceedingly well in that division. So we'll be getting behind him and pushing it.
Absolutely. Right, now, he referred to the two Leather Twins who mercifully are not wearing the same clothes, so I think I can tell them apart. Callum, down at the end there, he's having his third pro fight, and closer to me, Josh, who's already won the IBF European Super Lightweight title, and he's got the belt in front of him there. Tell us a bit about, do you two guys finish each other's sentences? Are you as close as that?
Try not to be, but I think we are, yeah. It's great, we're both training hard. So 9 weeks, 10 weeks to go on this. Train as hard as you can, so we're doing it, 100%.
I know I've spoken to Liam about this, to Liam Smith. Liam would probably agree that when you see your brother fighting in the ring, it's almost more of a nervy situation than when you're doing it yourself. Tell us what, what's it like actually getting up there? When he made his pro debut, how did you feel?
I'm more nervous for him for the first fight, for him to get the fight away, and then I've got it on that fight. But we're both nervous for each other, and as long as we both win at the end of the night, that's the main thing.
Well, how old were you when you both realised that you were going to be boxing? When you got the bug?
9, yeah.
So all the way, and have you had that sort of sibling rivalry?
Always bad. Since we were about 9 years old, in the living room with the boxing gloves, sparring with each other, and since then we've always made it as like our dream as a professional.
Was it honours shared, or did it sometimes get a bit tasty?
Oh yeah. In sparring, in sparring, I always like make sure like we have each other and give it all, so make each other the best we can.
What did your mum and dad make of it?
I had the gloves.
Well, you've got Callum. You're going to be fighting Michael Mooney, who's what should we say, an eccentric character, isn't he? From Worcester. And he's provided a bit of a test for many a lad, and he's fought your brother as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing he's fought Josh, so he can tell me a few tricks about him, so he'll be alright, yeah.
How are you enjoying the professional game then? Because this is only the third.
Yeah, I always loved it. Like, following his steps, he's guiding me in the right direction, so I'm just learning from my brother as well. And all the lads in the gym, always learning.
And Josh, you've got that little bit more experience now in your 13th professional fight this time. You're going to be fighting Glenn Foot, who's from Sunderland, just down the road, in a real local derby.
Honestly, I can't wait for the fight. It's going to be a massive fight for the North East as well, and big seller tickets, and what, like a massive card to be on for the undercard as well.
Do you sort of, I guess you both of you, it must be a dream that somewhere down the line you actually top the bill up here in the northeast?
Hopefully one day that will be the dream, yeah. So hopefully it will happen, yeah.
Good lads to deal with, Frank, and I should imagine you'd go along with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously big fans of theirs. And Callum's just starting out. He's obviously looking good, and Josh has done very well. I liked him from day one as an amateur.
Yeah.
He made a birdie to sign him, and we went after him and signed him. And this is a great fight for him. It's a great fight for Glenn and for the North East. Again, it's a very competitive card. There's a lot at stake here for all the guys who are fighting on the card. And we've got a fantastic main event, which we'll get onto in a moment. But all these fights are good quality fights.
Yeah, just while we talk about that, I mean, boxing and some of the other promotions, I think rightfully gets criticism because, from a commentator's perspective, we have to go and talk about the fights, and there's nothing less inspiring than seeing somebody just going through the motions against somebody who is guaranteed to lose, if you like. And you made a big play of that, haven't you, Frank? That you like to see competitive fights down the card and keeping the fans entertained apart from just the main event.
Well, I think that is the case, but also, you don't want to be. All boxers, they're all different. They're all at different levels and different places in their careers. And obviously, if somebody's with us, we're doing the best we can for our guy to, come through. That's the name of the game. But I think in this day and age, certainly now, you've got guys like Josh and so forth, and Thomas, who are in a position now where they've got to go and show the public what they can do. They've got to, these are top quality fights. Same with Nathan's in one. These are fights where they go out and say that I'm willing to take the risk, and they are willing to take the risk because the rewards can be so great. And even if somebody gets beat, it's not the end of the world. People get to lose fights, and it doesn't mean that's the end of their career. It's how you lose and how you come back.
Well, we talked about one of the guys, didn't we? Who's been one of our great fighters of recent years, Miguel Cotto. He's got 60 defeats on his record, but others haven't done it. Years gone by, certainly fighters used to fight more regularly and used to have defeats and still come on through.
And that's absolutely right. But our sort of philosophy at the moment is to deliver to the fans, because it's the fans that matter. Deliver them the best fights, and I think in the North East, what we've done here is put together a show that's I think second to none, and it's going to be a fantastic night's boxing for all the fans.
We talked about Josh.
They won't be buying the tickets off a StubHub. They'll be buying from the box office. They'll be paying the right money for them.
Correct. We talked about Josh's fight against Glenn Foot. The British Super Bantamweight title is going to be below the main event as well, which is Thomas, who we were just referring to then, Thomas Patrick Ward, against Sean Davis, British Super Bantamweight title. Sean only with the one defeat on his record, and you must have been absolutely buzzing after that win you had against Jazzy Dickens. Tremendous fight and a great performance.
Thank you. It was a good fight, and but like I said, it was we expected it. It was our game plan to go out there and outbox him, and it was working perfectly until obviously the clash of heads come and ended the fight early. But I was comfortable in there. I was glad that I actually got to put on a show for the fans, and they all tuned into BoxNation and watched me. People who hadn't seen me before, so I'm glad they got to see a little bit about me, see what kind of fighter I am.
And what did it mean to you to get that win and to be able to walk around and say, all those years are worth it, and I'm a champion now?
Yeah, of course, it means everything. James Dickens is a good fighter as it is, and like you say, he's fought for a world title. He's probably fought the best man for the world title as well, and Guillermo Rondo. And to go out there and then beat him and win the British title is it's a very big thing. Everyone wants the Lonsdale belt. Everyone's no doubt everybody will be coming for me now, wanting a piece of it and try to capture it themselves. But I'm here to stay. I'm young, I'm hungry, and I want the best fights out there. I was glad when Sean Davis come across the table because he's a good fighter. He's hungry himself, and he'd be coming on the night to put up a good fight. And like I said, I'd be looking to put on another good show and then move on. Like I said, we want the big fight out there.
Is it going to be another one where you say your boxing ability is what's going to see you home?
But in a fight, I train for everything. If we have to go to war, we go to war. If we box, we box. But obviously, I think you can see that I've got natural ability of boxing. That's been the case for my full career. But it all depends on the night. Like I said, our bodies are not machines. We train hard. We turn up on the night and we turn up the best we can do, and we go out there and we give everything we've got. But sometimes, the body's not there, they can't do it. Some things might not go right in camp, but I'm prepared to go through whatever it takes to keep all that ones that belt and win on the night.
It's what you want to hear, isn't it, Frank? And he's, Thomas is one of those guys who he doesn't go around courting controversy particularly, but he's a talent, isn't he?
He certainly is, and he's proved that in the ring. And with his record, he's 21-0, and he's not done it the easy way. So hopefully now things are going to move even better for him in the future.
So, on to the main event. Lads are going to have plenty to say. The first time you met, it was dramatic to say the least. If people hadn't seen the fight, Liam here had the advantage in the early rounds, was boxing beautifully, and then in the later rounds, Liam here came on strong, whether by fair means or foul. People will have their own view on that, and I don't doubt that we'll hear about that now. Tell us, first of all, as challenger here, what you would say that fight, what are your memories of that, Liam? Because you boxed brilliantly early on.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good fight. I felt like it started very well. I was outboxing Liam, getting a lot of rounds in the bag, and he was coming on strong, which we always prepared for anyway. That's the type of fighter Liam is. He comes with a very solid defence, and he's very strong. He keeps bringing it, so we was always prepared for that. But obviously, it ended the way it did. It weren't really a fair outcome. We didn't give everybody the chance to see what the proper outcome should have been. I obviously took a nasty head, to the eye, which opened up a cut, and these things happen. It's not a tickling contest, is it? So you got to accept it, and I'm glad we get a chance to do it again.
I'll return to that in a moment or two, because we've got to talk more about the controversy which unfolded in the latter stages of the fight. But first of all, let's hear from Liam. Do you accept that he was boxing perhaps better than most people anticipated, probably better than I anticipated, and Richie Woodall, who was alongside me in the commentary box? Were you surprised how well he boxed in that fight?
No, I knew he was a good fighter at Spartan, I knew he was a good fighter. We weren't surprised at all. I tried to say it beforehand, he was a good fighter from his side, but again, I think you didn't have to be a good fighter to be beating me in the first 6 rounds in that fight. I was slow, I was flat, and obviously, I know Gary Lockett's not stupid. I know he's been a boxer all his life. I can never be that bad a start ever again. The weight killed me. What I done to try and make the weight in the fight week cancelled away everything I'd done beforehand. And I was flat, I was slow. It was nothing to do with having a slow start by game plan. It was I couldn't be any sharper. I was flat and sluggish. Liam had a good start. I couldn't be no worse. There's 10 fighters in Britain who probably could have outboxed me on that night.
Were you worried at 6 rounds that this is going just horribly wrong, and I'm going to have my pants taken down here and just be outboxed?
No, never in a million years, because I know I've got that to change it, and that's what did change it. And again, if the chips are down, if I'm not there, I've got other things that'll change a fight, and I know I changed the fight into the fight that I wanted on that night, and it was me who changed the fight into my favour. He's had his good start, and there was only going one way.
You would obviously say you turned the fight in your favour fairly. Some people, maybe Liam would say, that he got head-butted deliberately. What was your take on it?
Yeah, I think he was obviously down in the fight. He needed to do something. I'm not saying, he thought I ran the head in and cut him open and win that way, but it was frustration, and I do believe it was intentional. Yeah.
Liam?
the fight was changing before round 9. He threw his head in numerous times because I didn't get cut off it. I cut in when I threw it, so the whole blame comes my side. Regardless, you go in the ring, you get wet. How many head clashes have you seen caused by? How many? Hundreds. The minute you got caught, you knew the chip was down. You spewed it, you jibbed it. No. If you never Gary did, and one of you made the mistake because you've been world champion sitting here right now. If you're saying what was to do, you could have pissed the 9 minutes, which everyone knew you couldn't have. If you could have pissed them 9 minutes,
do you not think I didn't have 9 minutes left in the tank?
No.
No way. An idiot then, no.
So you go back to round 9, you think you had another 3 rounds in you?
Yeah.
Not a chance. So why did you spew it?
Because I couldn't see a fucking thing.
Couldn't see, you've got a picture with your whole eye open. You had the cut on your skin, and now you're saying you could have went blind and you could have lost your eyelid.
I didn't know that at the time, but I knew it was bad, I couldn't see a thing.
So when you
explain
didn't know
why
at the time,
I
you
threw myself off my feet.
You never got told it, so you got back to changing room and the doctor told you that after the fight you already chose to spew it, you're meant to be a fighter.
Yeah, I couldn't
see out
my
let
right
Gary
eye,
pull you out.
which explains why I nearly threw myself off my feet, trying to do the punch in the last one.
Which? You were absolutely fucked, that's why. You missed it and you
couldn't
fell
see.
over.
Yeah.
You couldn't see.
We get another chance to do it again, don't we? So,
but let's get
questions
the
will be
bottom of
answered.
this. But that's fair, we've got another chance, we're here, that's why we're here. But on that night, you spewed it.
Yeah.
You let Gary pull you out.
Yeah, well,
So
you keep believing that, that's where that's going to be downfall.
So why didn't you carry on? Did the cut body, yeah? Do you know last time I said to you, put a foot in the room over there, only one person will come out?
Yeah.
That sums up why I was right.
No.
You're going to get more than a headbutt and a little cut in the room over
there.
there.
Yeah, I couldn't see out my right eye. It was the most sensible thing to do.
Did I not have blood in my eye?
It obviously wasn't bad though, was it?
Blood in your eye, the same thing. Was your eye closed? No, you had a cut on your lid.
Yeah.
You had a cut on your eyelid, which every fighter gets cut on the eye. It has a cut on the eyelid. Your eye went swelled shut.
I didn't see it.
So how could you not see me?
I couldn't see out my eye.
Because there's a bit of blood in your eye?
Yeah.
Tom, do you have blood in your eye when you got cut, mate?
I had blood in my eye, yeah.
I had blood in mine as well.
Obviously we're enough.
You get cut. It wasn't enough to stop a fight, no?
100%.
You got a bit of
Did you see
balls.
when I went
Tom's
back
got a
to
bit of balls about
man?
it. You spewed it because you knew you'd had your moment and you were gone.
Yeah. So what will be different this time? You get out there into the fight, you've heard what he thinks happened last time, you've got your own thoughts about it. What happens this time?
This time we're both going to be better again. I honestly believe, Liam did have a slow start, and this time he's going to come out a lot better, but I'm going to be more prepared as well, and, it's going to be another cracking fight, and I'm going to decide, it's going to put all this to bed. And
it's a case of repeat or revenge, isn't it? If you lose again, if you unfolded in the latter rounds, would you feel...
If I lose in a fair manner, I'll hold my hands up and, I'll accept defeat, and I'll come back like a man and take it on the chin.
Liam, what do you want to get out there and prove and show?
Yeah, Frank will tell you, openly tell you, I was on for this rematch and that's why we're here now. I was straight on, I cannot be no worse in that fight. Liam started well, I never once not said he didn't. He boxed well, he's not a good fighter, he's a good fighter, he's always going to start well. The rematch will be along the same line from Liam, but I can't be no worse. So as soon as I start better, Liam's in more of a fight early on and he's not getting his own way, then it's only going to go one way and he'll crumble earlier than he did last time.
Do you feel that you're physically the stronger man? Is that the key, or is it just fighting heart, or what?
No, just everything about it, yeah. I'm stronger than him, I've got more heart than him, yeah, definitely.
And you'll prove that wrong?
Yeah, of course. I'll do my best to prove it wrong, right?
Definitely. In what way?
There's a lot of things I can change with that fight. You've got one style.
You're physically stronger?
Yeah, you've got one style.
And it was enough to bully you?
You didn't bully me for one, no.
You gypsy? Why didn't you carry on? You would have been world champion right now.
Didn't bully me for one, no.
Everyone sitting on this table here wants to be world champion. You could have been it if you didn't have a cut body, but you shit yourself off a cut.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's fair to say there's a little bit of edge, isn't there, Frank?
Only a slight bit. I think we're going to be in for something special tonight. They are two great fighters, two great British fighters, and as I say, they've got a lot to go for. Besides the fact that they want to win the WBO title, someone wants to be champion. the most important thing is their pride is at stake. Like all fighters have got lots of pride, but I think in this case, there's going to be a lot of pride at stake.
There certainly is, and it's one which I'm personally looking forward to massively. You know, so I thought it was a great fight from my perspective.
I'll sell you a ticket.
It was great to buy one. It was such a good fight to commentate on. It was one of the best.
It was a cracker, and it certainly will be again next time. No doubt about it.
Well, all the guys are here, and please, can you now, if you're here representing whoever, if you've got any questions, if you want to wind them up a little bit more than I have done, now's the moment. Any questions from the floor?
Start both Liam, let's start with Liam Smith. What will you do differently this time, Liam, apart from starting?
The weight, Steve. I think the weight was just a massive part in the fight. I was fit, obviously. You know, I was fit to still be in the fight, still be coming on strong in round 9. You know, going into round 10, I weren't blown. You know, there's nothing fitness-wise out to me. It was obviously the weight and what I done to what I left fight week took a lot of snap out to me, and it played a big part in the start for me from my point of view, Steve. So that's what I'll do right this time. If I do that right this time, then I know I'll have no problems. But also, you've got no excuses from my end.
How did it go wrong those last few days, having trained so well?
From the Canelo fight, Steve, I just left it too late. I went too heavy. I had a long layoff, and every fight that's fight will say, I had a long layoff. It was hard to come off, and obviously I'm still a light middleweight, and I've never outgrew the weight. I've made the weight less than 12 months ago, and obviously I was in touch and distance there, but just on that day it wouldn't come out to me, and you only got a certain time, and I was told I had an hour, and I weren't going to make it. So I took that on the chin. I faced the consequences I faced, but I still went ahead with it and still fought the fight before, but the rematch can't be no worse for me. That's one I'm looking forward to, Steve.
Liam, what will you do differently this time? You boxed so well, as Liam said, the first half of the fight.
Yeah, there's actually a number of things, that I would change, and not a great deal, but just...
You can't change that, it's one thing you can't change though.
Certain little tweaks. Liam's only got one style.
You can't change that.
Liam can only fight one way. He's not speaking to him. So, there's not a lot Liam can change. He fights one way. I can do a number of things, There's little changes I'll make. I just honestly believe that next time, as long as I come in 100% prepared, I'll get the job done.
Liam Williams, there's a small part of you that wishes that fight happened and stuff.
Yeah, when I look back, when I think about it as well, I did have a nasty cut, and it's all well and good looking back and saying, could I have carried on, shit happens and just got to take it on the chin.
Any more? Right, well, I suppose final word needs to be with you, Frank, because tickets are available, and it's a proper boxing night this is, and as you heard from the two guys, there is genuine feeling between the two of them, and maybe one day they'll be on each other's Christmas cards list, but not at the moment. And it's a proper fight, and both of them feel as though they've got a lot to prove, Frank.
I think it's going to be a great fight. It's a great card. It's a great city. It's on BT Sports. It's on BoxNation. Where you buy a ticket, watch it live, be there, because I think you'll see something a little bit special on you.
I agree entirely. If you're not there, I think you'll be missing out. I think it's going to be one of the best nights boxing of the year, and potentially one of the best fights of the year. Right. Well, I'll have photographs now, which could be interesting. For those of you who are here with cameras, and as well as that, all the lads are prepared to do one-on-one interviews as well. So thank you very much for coming today. And everybody is here, and Gary Lockett is up here as well, who I'm sure would be only too happy to oblige with interviews as well. Thank you very much.